All right, let's talk about these catchphrases. So I'm sure you get asked these questions a lot, but I'm always interested in, so the origin of these things, whether it's something you heard as a kid or something that you got from somebody else or something that happened. A lot of this happens organically, frankly, or it doesn't work. So I think that's why this works with you. So the kiss, where's that come from?
Just didn't like saying bank shot. I mean, I had never said that word before, other than suggesting what somebody could do, But no, just, you're right on though. None of it was premeditated. None was like, it was part of hanging around people that
You're
were
not sitting in your desk at home or your hotel room making a list of phrases. If this happens, I'm going to say this. It happens. It just comes out.
Right. It's just something that, and you're in that particular end of it too. You're showing highlights every weekend, for example, and something pops in that you didn't say before, and unfortunately, sometimes now I feel like I'm saying them because I have to say them.
Interesting.
And
interesting.
So like, I don't know, it's just part of the deal.
I mean, when you go through lobbies and people are saying, "Hey, onions," with the kiss, do you want to just say,
yeah,
annoy you at this point, or?
Well, no, it doesn't annoy me.
They could be saying worse things.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it doesn't annoy me at all. I think it's great because they watch the games. Initially, it started with man-to-man.
Okay.
And what I was trying to do is get out of the play-by-play guy's way, because he then wanted to, set it up, ball, identify the 5 guys. But at Newark Airport, I can remember guys going, and I'm going, but that he needs help. But to get out, I started saying it quicker and
you didn't realize that you were doing that.
I didn't even realize I was doing it until guys started. And that one was one that, I still say, and it's a good way of getting people to know who my partner is too. And he likes that generally.
The lingerie on the deck, I think, is my favorite.
I just think the other word is a little harsh for TV. And that just popped in, I don't know where. It's a little bit softer and affectionate, and it doesn't rock people's ears, I don't think.
And it's funny. Sometimes something is just funny.
Well, sometimes, as you know, you're sitting at home and a guy breaks an ankle, and you go, wow, like a, Hardaway crossover, and the guy's leaning, towards Rome instead of the other, towards Florence, kind of, the Leaning Tower.
Our mutual good friend, Ian Eagle, who, as you know, knows everything.
Yes, he does.
Swears that he remembers the exact instance, the very first time you used the phrase onions on the air. New Jersey Nets game, Kevin Edwards makes a three-pointer in the corner, and you say, "Ooh, onions."
I thought it was Miami. He said it was Orlando, I think. And he's usually right. I hate to admit that.
He is usually right.
He is.
So that was the first time?
I never, and it was just, we were not used to winning doing the games, a little bit like they're going through now, only we weren't quite, the team wasn't quite as good. And to win was exciting. I mean, it was, something, you became part of that group, which is nice about doing one team. Of course, what we do, and most of the guys in our end of it, you're doing all the teams, so you really just, you don't pull, you just hope for a good game.
But so where does that, you just sort of pull it out of midair, onions? I mean, is that something that you heard as a kid? Is that something that you used with your coaching buddy? It just,
honest to God, just blurted it out. It was,
you couldn't quite say what you were really thinking?
Yeah, now that won't go. I don't think, there was a slight pause, maybe, but it just fit that this kid had the courage to step up, and and you pray for those games as an announcer, as you well know.
I forget, which was the game where you said, onions, double order? That was a NCAA tournament game, wasn't it?
Ronald Moore, Siena, against
Ohio State, I want to say,
Yeah, that was like, I'm working with one of the greatest in the business, Vern, who certainly gives you ample rope to ruin your career or compliment his great telecast, one of the two. And it just was perfect. I mean, this little guy, Philly kid, and sort of knew a little bit about his background too, and he just stepped up and nails it against a team, Herald basketball team, compared to, tiny Siena, and then does it twice. Pretty darn good.
I mean, I love that you brought up Vern, because I did want to ask you about him, because he's another guy that I'm so honored that I've gotten to know him a little bit. And again, to not only stay relevant for this long and at this stage of his career, but to really resonate and be popular and be absolutely at the top of his game. Why has he been able to do that?
Well, obviously he's very good, very bright, and you know, sports is very important to him, but it's not the most important. One of the great things about the road with him, and unfortunately we don't do as many regular season games now, we just do mostly the tournament, is that the coterie of friends that would show up. You know, who was a musician at Michigan teaching one instrument to one kid, and all his cruising pals that really don't know sports much, but they're entertaining as heck. And I think that all filters, and I think kids know that this guy's got a little more than just a guy doing the X's and O's and responding to different plays by players. I think personality, he truly likes people, wants to enjoy himself, not so much for himself, but for you.